Hello and welcome back to Observations with Void. I'm your host, Forgotten Void, and this week we are going over the ship that was selected in the poll from this past week, the Hanover. I ended up grinding up credits and bought this ship so that you can see it being used in ops. It's honestly not as bad as I remember. I remember when these ships were first introduced, and you had to get a whole bunch of main battery hits to get um, the F key to work. But now that it's main battery hits and secondary hits, the F key is a lot more usable. This ship still is huge. It's huge, turns terribly. You have 7 kilometer hydro, but the it's just it's slow to move, slow to stop, slow for everything. So for I guess the main guns are 483s. They're pretty big, but since there's only 8 of them, you have a decent reload. We have it down to 24.6 seconds, so we kind of have a cross between a main battery and secondary battery build with this. For consumables, I just went with the recommended, which is main gun. Yeah, the main gun and the others. It is if you really want to do secondaries, you can definitely do the auxiliary mods with here. However, we went with a hybrid. So either main battery mod 3 or auxiliary mods 2 both work. I'm not going to say anything against others. And in fact, if you do this, this also increases your AA rating. So people who don't like Hermes, this probably is the better one. Um, then we did concealment mod. Uh, this is for a dispersion, but your ship, because it's your ship so big, um, consumable mod 1 might be a possibility for a longer heal. So that 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 is an option. We did damage control mod 2. The other option is prop mod if you want to get moving faster, but you're slow anyways. And the fires burn for a long time, so that's why we're keeping it with damage control mod. We are doing secondary mods because it is actually a secondary ship. It's focused there. Um, the other option would be doing aiming system if you want to focus more on those big 483 guns um, and get a little bit more accuracy out of them. Damage control mod there, and we have main battery armaments, but actually auxiliary armaments might be better. So yeah, auxiliary armaments mod might be a better thing to do. Um, the other option would be damage control party to get plus 40%. So instead of 15 seconds, you're at what's that? 22 seconds of yeah, about 21 seconds of damage control. So that's just even less time, more time that you can't be set on fire. So that's for the mods. For the captain skills, what we have is we have emergency repair specialist. We went with vigilance for torpedo acquisition range. So this is active both with and without hydro, meaning that with the 7 kilometer hydro, you can see torps even further away. But it's mostly for the torpedo protection and damage reduction of 7%, because we're going to be hit by torpedoes. It's a huge ship. It's really hard to dodge, so that's why we went with that. Other options are prior target to see who's looking at you and grease the gears, but that's why we went with vigilance. For 3 point skills, we're doing adrenaline rush for the main battery reload, and then we're doing long range. Well, main battery. Well, all the reloads. Then a long range secondary. So that's 7 points locked into the secondaries. And we have fire prevention to reduce the maximum amount of fires and hopefully reduce how many times we are set on fire. After this, then it really is dealer's choice. Do you want emergency repairs expert for longer DCP, longer repair party, and more heals? Uh, do you want close quarter combats for your more DPM with your main guns? Do you want improved repair party readiness so that you can uh, get your repair party faster and then probably get a fifth repair party? And then if you do this, then you can go into prevent maintenance or uh, demolition expert for your secondaries. So those are your options for your last set of 4 points on the captain. If you have a 21 point, however, since it is considered tech tree ship, you cannot just willy-nilly send captains around like you can on premium ships. You have to assign a captain and train them for this ship. So with that, we'll go ahead and hop into battle. Okay, so here we are in Raptor Rescue with the Hanover. We have a Ohio, the Blue Archive, Montana collab ship. We are, if you saw real quickly, I swapped from high explosive to armor piercing. This means this is the first battle in the ship because German battleships always use armor piercing. Armor piercing does more damage than high explosive. Even an overpen does more damage than high explosive does. So there's really no point in using high explosive. And also with guns of this caliber, like if you're running Incomparable or Shikishima or Satsuma, those guns also do more damage with armor piercing than high explosive against destroyers, because the destroyers get saturated, whereas the armor piercing just doesn't just run. Armor piercing does. Anyway, so we're throwing shells at the Demo. This first wave is always the same, and it's always going to be 3 ships to the north, so we can always have our guns there. It is from the second wave that Raptor has. From the second wave onward, it is usually a choice of 1 or 2 options. It's the third wave that usually gets more. That's the one where people usually use on. That has the most options. But so the first wave here, the second wave cruises from the north and cruises to the south. Third wave, I'll talk about it when we get to it. So anyways, we just put our secondaries on the Zuma because I'm not even firing my main guns in this Zuma. However, this is a mistake. I should turn in Giza. I am not turning in Giza. I am the closest one here. Giza is looking at me. This is where I kind of wish I had priority target. And ouch, that is big damage. Biggest chunk that we took, and so a big mistake that we made there. Holland did absolutely nothing with his torpedoes, doing absolutely nothing. Let's see if we can get the barrels in. There we go. And now we gotta sit in. Hello, Holland. You know, with this paint scheme, I would think that you would be able to not run into me. Like, this ship is very, very noticeable. Anyway, so right now I'm shooting my main guns to get the gun bloom so that I am detected at even longer ranges. It's not really working since there's a nice smoke screen, but I'm looking to make sure that there's nothing. Okay, so now the smoke screen's dissipating. Okay, I shot, my gun blew when I went to max detectability there, and I still wasn't detected, so that means that it's south. So I let my team know by pinging the map that it's south, and before I even had time to type, there's the Yoshi, so I didn't even have to type. But I think the Shima idea was already heading south as soon as I pinged. Maybe he has RPF and didn't let us know that he knew already. I don't know. And that's a nice. So, a lot of people think that German battleships have worse accuracy. They did at one point in time have worse accuracy, but since have all been changed to have the same battleship dispersion calculation as all the other standard battleships. So American, British, they all have the same accuracy. The big difference is sigma, so like how likely is it going to get into the center, but otherwise the basic accuracy is the same as the others. So that is why you are able to build this into main guns if you would like to build it into main guns. As short as it is, I can actually see it being a decent main gun ship, especially if you want that overmatch. These are 484 millimeters, so they do have 32 millimeter overmatch, along with Shikishima, incomparable. Yamato, and Satsuma. That's all the ones I know off the top of my head. Anyway, so we are getting shot at from the north. This means that the third wave is there. And there is no battleship spotted by Holland, so I know that I'm 90% sure that it's the two cruisers. We go up, and yes, it's actually two cruisers. This wave, this is the one that can spawn up there at B1, and either is a cruiser and a battleship, or two cruisers. The other options for this wave are the two cruisers up spawning at A8, two cruisers spawning at I2, or a cruiser a battleship and a destroyer spawning south of J6. So because we have all these options, this is the hardest now, since it's the midway point to the south. Even if we didn't see these cruisers, we know it would not be the two cruisers A8 position, because they only spawn out at X, so the midway point has to be north. So this means that since, and it also means that there's not going to be two cruisers spawning at the I-8. So this literally, this means that the option is to have two spawns in P1, or the two spawns south of G6. And so that's why I mean, each time you go, it's always two options. So, and actually, it's not always two options, because if it's north, and then the exit is mid, then there's only one option for the last everything, because that is the Southern Battleship, and the cruisers are one spawn in front of the battleship. So that's one that doesn't have there. All the other routes have there. So right now we don't know if it's going to be south exit or mid exit. All we know is that is, facing off against one cruiser and one destroyer. As here I am going up against. I did have a Holland with me, but he died. Shimakaze he is providing emotional support. So basically, it got to a point where it was once the Holland died, it was 5v1. And this is our mistake. We went into a 5v1. And now more ships have lost. We went into 5v1, killed 4 ships, and we're now being pounded by Haku. This is where I kind of wish that we had our secondary slot 6, secondary A, so that we can deal with fighter faster. We are trying to keep this island. Trying to keep this island. While also taking out the Haku because I want to play Scott. Haku is dangerous to me because I can't dodge the force. We can't dodge the flames. So I can dodge one health. So this time it throws out force. I can dodge one. Ow, Amagi, stop it. Here we are. See if we can get it down. And there we go, our secondary screen. So I should have kept it in the position right here instead of going back. I wanted, I got greedy and I paid for it. So I should go out forward. Shoot them. But this ship isn't moving. And this is also where getting the speed up, increased engine boost, 50% time. As our CP comes off cooldown. So that looks like it's for us. That's probably going to spell our dream, especially with that nice large trunk. Another chunk. Yeah, since they're shooting off and using it outside. So at this point, I can't really do much. My team is doing nothing. So I'm just going to go out and see what I can do. I am going to die, but might as well die trying. I was hoping to be able to jump the Yamato. Amagi is right there, so we're going to say hi Amagi. Take 20. So even if the secondaries didn't get me, that torp on the nose would have gotten me. Even if I dodged a torp, it didn't really matter because I was dying. Because our Montana is in the back. Like, these ships have been spotted forever. The Ohio and the Montana and the Stalingrad could have moved up to get into position, to better position to shoot them, and they didn't. So this, the only issue that I really have with Raptor Rescue, like sometimes I don't mind this, sometimes it's an issue. It's the team doesn't know where to go and they babysit Raptor, and so babysitting Raptor is how you get on the bottom of the team or get low on the team. Like these Stalingrad, I can see why he wants to be there because he's been out getting shot at, and he's missing most of his HP. The Ohio and the Montana still have most of their HP. And so they can absolutely go out. And then Edgar here, uh, oh my. If you went up that far on that line, you should know that you don't shoot bow in. If you're going to use armor piercing, you shoot at broadside targets. And you went bow. You're shooting at bow in targets. Like, yes, you can do damage. It's a very minimal if you're just shooting the superstructure, but it's so much better to shoot at broadside targets. And we're at the 6 minute mark, and everybody's running away because they're like, "Oh, yay, we win, we win! It's 6 minutes. Now we just need Raptor to get to the exit." And then, okay, here, give it 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm not even gonna count anymore. Anyways, so at 5:35 is when the teleport spawns come in because there are and two allied ships down. They are spawning in one at a time. They spawn in one at a time if one out of their there's a couple conditions for them to spawn one at a time. One of the conditions is two allies are no more and no less than two allies are sunk by the time they would spawn in. And so, since there are two down, they spawn in one at a time. If there are three down, they don't spawn. If only one person has died or nobody has died, then they spawn at the same time. The other factor that they would spawn in one time is if the last wave, if by the time they would spawn in, the last wave hasn't fully been defeated. So if there's still an enemy from the last wave, then they spawn in one at a time. If you kill one of the teleport spawns, then the other one will spawn in, even if you haven't killed it in the last wave. But honestly, if the last wave is still alive and they're spawning in, you generally have bigger problems. Especially if you kill one of the teleport spawns before you kill the remaining ship of the spawn. And so here we have Ohio, Montana, hiding behind rocks and hiding behind Ranger. Shimakaze running away. Shimakaze, I can see why they're not shooting. There we go. They're starting to shoot now. Because Clausewitz is still shooting at Ranger, and so Shimakaze can shoot and use Ranger as a shield, just like the Ohio and the Montana. If you're going to go behind Raptor, you go behind Raptor, go by Raptor, you babysit Raptor so that you can get in front of it. At a moment you don't babysit Raptor just to have a that could cost you the game. Thankfully, it didn't cost us the game this time, and we were able to get this. And we even had 520k. We had a couple destroyer kills, damage all around. And so we got a system. We did a lot of damage to a lot of ships. Had natural selection and assistant. And we got top of the team by a good margin because we went out there and did stuff and didn't shoot targets that we would be bad at being shot at. And I mean, honestly, I made several mistakes, and I probably could have done better. So, and I've pointed out a few of the mistakes, but I made several mistakes because this ship is unwieldy. And yes, it's a secondary ship, but it's unwieldy. We did 50-50 damage with main battery and secondary. But if you really want a good secondary ship, the Pan Americans are just so much better. Like, we took a lot of damage, and that's something that German ships do. You just take a lot of damage, but the Pan Americans can shrug off most of that damage because they have better armor. And like here we have secondaries that reload quickly and pen 32 millimeters base, so you don't need to don't even back into IFHE. But you have the Pan American ships that have good secondaries. Yeah, ouch, 11k. I think the other bomb hit and ricocheted, but 11k from the one bomb. The two torpedoes. We even have torpedo reduction, and so that's 10k per torpedo. Ooh, Haku torps. Um, but yeah, no, I like, and then I don't show the money in here. We made 20K using green boosters. And after this really good game, we only made 20K credits. That's sad, but that's super ship econ. So yeah, the Pan American battleships are just so much better. They can maneuver. They have the built-in engine boost. The um like you can get up to top speed really quickly. Um yeah, I just it's Hanover is kind of like the only thing she gets is a secondary ship that can overmatch 32 millimeters. That's her gimmick. Um, but yeah, no, this it's the 32 millimeter here, 60 millimeter bow, but I mean yes, you get 50 millimeters, but you have this huge superstructure, so and this is where all the bots aim, so they only have to pen 19 millimeters to do damage to you. And then you just have all of this armor, so and you're just huge floating island here, and so they're just going to get full pens no matter which way they look. So even if you're to get off your secondary guns, they can just full pen you right here. A lot of things can full pen you right there, and it's only 50 millimeters on the side here. So even if you get close and bow in, um, HE from the large cruisers are just going to pen you. They pen 54 millimeters, and so yeah, it's and so that's why the Pan Americans are just straight up better. Anyways, um, that said, I hope you enjoy this video. If you thought it was a good video or if it was informative, give it a thumbs up. If you want to get more videos, more notifications when videos come out, click that subscribe button. Don't have to, that's on you. Anyways, I do hope to see you again next week. Have a good one.